63 for 2 after 10 overs. It's sort of the kind of start we anticipated. Not that anyone expected Johnny Bairstow to be separated from his partner David Warner that early, but that's where we stand. And with Simon Doull on Cricbuzz Comm Box. Simon, first reaction to that start, sort of the doubles and singles kind of approach we expected from them.
Yeah, and only Manish Pandey really getting a strike rate at well and truly better than 100. So Warner seems to be just, I don't say struggling, but hasn't quite found his timing, hasn't quite found the gaps as yet, and is being a little bit circumspect, maybe just holding himself back a touch, thinking that the back end of the innings might be the best time to really put the foot down. So an indifferent start, I would think, from Hyderabad. Manish Pandey, there you go, 29 from 21. Warner's just behind the 8 ball. You don't expect him to be batting 25 balls and still have scored less runs than balls faced. And Kane Williamson just slowly starting to get going as well. So I think Chennai bowled really well, and it's been a good start for them. And if they could restrict Hyderabad to maybe around that 90 off the last 10, I think they'll feel pretty comfortable.
How different can Warner's approach be, given what batting is to follow next, vis-a-vis, say, a Mumbai team who know they've got a Kieron Pollard, Hardik Pandya, Krunal Pandya to follow? Very, very different mentally.
Yeah, and that's the problem you find yourself in if you don't trust that 4, 5 and 6 or that 5, 6 and 7. But they can't afford to play with fear. They have to look, when you look at Priyam Garg, I mean, talent, yes, Abdul Samad, same thing, Abhishek Sharma. There is ability there, and if they don't get an opportunity with enough overs to go in some occasions, they're not going to prove to you whether they are good enough, and you're never going to find out if you're batting scared at the top of the order. So to me, it's all about Bairstow, Warner, Williamson, Pandey. They have to take the risks. They have to be calculated risks, and they have to be aggressive, but they can't say, oh, we have to be a little bit circumspect because we're worried about that. Just play and play naturally, and you're never going to get those 170s, 180s, 190s if you don't start to do that and believe that if they do fail and you give those other guys an opportunity, that they will still be able to do the job.
Quick one for you, Simon, on this batting order. Is there a case maybe for looking at those 5, 6 and 7, or even a 4, 5 and 6, and maybe telling one of those 3 youngsters, throw them in a 3 or 4 with a license to go, even try a Rashid Khan up the order, do something a little bit different, and you can have one of the stalwarts saved up for that back end?
Yeah, I think you're probably setting yourself up if you do that for failure at the top. So it's a protective measure, and I'm a big fan of your best players facing the most balls in T20 cricket. So I'd rather not have a protective or a preventative measure where you're saving just in case. I fire all your bullets at the top, and you know, if it comes off, you're going to get good scores. You're going to put your faith in those guys, and you say, look, just play and play your natural games. Don't be worried about it. If we get to that situation, let's back a young Parag. Let's back a Rashid to get the job done. Let's back a Samad to get the job done for us. And if we don't put them under some pressure, we'll never find out whether they can do it or not.
Well, the Cricbuzz app just reminded me that the Cricbuzz Comm Box has struck. Yes, I was just about to ask Simon Doull about Chennai's bowling being disciplined. They've been reasonably good, but I think this extra wicket, and that to the wicket of David Warner to Piyush Chawla, is now going to be a huge bonus with one of those 3 youngsters coming in at this stage.
Yeah, and now you're going to find out a little bit more about those youngsters, and you never find that out unless they're put in this sort of position. Look, David Warner's a huge wicket, but again, it's 24 off 28 deliveries. It's not the David Warner we've come to know. He's the captain of the side. He's got to lead this side. He's got to lead from the front. And what are we talking now? The first time since 2016, is it, that he's gone without a 50 in 4 innings in a row?
Correct.
Is that right? Yeah. So you know, it's a tough outing from David Warner. I think my television is just a little bit behind the 8 ball here, so might have hit a boundary before getting out. But yeah, it's a strange innings from the skipper.
It certainly is. But just finish off and give credit to Chennai. They've brought in DJ Bravo. He hasn't looked rusty. He looked good. And of course, Piyush Chawla, who other than that one day in Sharjah, has actually been very good in this tournament.
Yeah, he has. He's been brilliant in this tournament, and to me, he was a good purchase for Chennai. He was a purchase more so for Chipok and for the Chennai type conditions, but he's done well, and it's even proved more so with the loss of Harbhajan Singh. So I think that they've done a good job on that front. He's always going to bounce back from that game where he went for 55 in Sharjah and be a better performer. And I think what we might find is our boost stamina man has had a part to play in that wicket too.
Yes, he is the one who took the catch. And if we keep talking for another 5 minutes, I reckon Sunrisers will be dismissed. They'll be all out. So we should wrap this up with the news that Kane Williamson has been run out just after that. So it's back-to-back wickets, struggling. So let me just finish with you, Simon. With these 2 wickets falling, are any of our scores in danger for that badge of honor?
Who's got the low? You?
No, I went
Joy?
high. Joy went
low. Joy's the only one in the game. Joy is the only one in the game.
164. Yeah, it looks like they're going to just have to settle for something and use the Sunrisers formula again. Thank you, Simon Doull on Commbox. How far they'll reach? Well, we'll find out when we rejoin you on My 11 Circle Presents Cricbuzz Live.